Hey, good morning everybody. My name is Catherine. I'm the chair exercise instructor and I'm coming to you from the Apopka City Hall. And today is a very special day because unfortunately, because of this COVID-19 thing, we haven't been able to get together as usual, and we always celebrate birthdays. So we've gone a while without having celebrated any, so we're going to celebrate today, June, July, and August. So we're going to remember all those special people born on those 3 months. And as you can see, I have my birthday board with all of these names on there. So we're going to sing happy birthday. And we have our cake with the candle. We're going to make our wish and blow it out. But of course, as always, before we do that, we have to do our birthday dance. So I've been working on this dance a little bit. It's a little bit longer, has a few more steps, but it's still very easy. So I'm going to run through it one time for you, and then I want all of my June, July, and August people to stand up and do it together with me. So we start off on the left foot. We're going to do 2 taps on the left, 1 on the right, 1 on the left, just like the old dance. 2 on the left, 1 on the right, then back to the left. Then 2 on the right, 1 on the left, back to the right. Now this is where the change comes in. We're going to do 2 cabbage patch moves, or 2 crank it moves. We're going to move to the left first with the arms, doing the cranking move. So it's crank, 2 to the left, and then crank again, 2 to the right. Now we're going to march it forward. Not really a march, but more like a strut for 4 steps. 1, 2, 3, clap on number 4, then back, 2, 3, and then we're going to repeat that. Repeat the strut for 1, 2, 3, and clap, 1, and this time we're going to do the woo, okay? We go through that one more time, and then you're all going to join me. So it's 2 on the left, then right, left, and 2 on the right, left, crank it 2 steps to the left, now crank 2 to the right, now march it forward for 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and woo! Okay, y'all got that? All right, now this time we're all going to do it for real. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, we're going to step. 2 on the left, right, left, and 2 on the right, left. Now crank it to the left, 2 steps, and back. Now strut for 1, 2, 3, clap. 1, 2, 3, and clap again. 2, 3, clap, and here we go with the woo! Okay, good job everybody, good job. Okay, all my birthday people, we have our birthday board here. We have 3 months that we're celebrating, June, July, and August, so it's a lot of names. So we're going to sing happy birthday, and we're going to have to take a breath about halfway in to continue, because I don't think you'll be able to do all of this on one breath, okay? So let's get this board a little bit closer. Okay, everybody ready? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Janet, Eric, Marissa, Catherine, Patricia, Alice, Cookie, Sandy, Ken, deep breath, Carol, Patricia, Cheryl, Barbara, Mary, and Melba. Happy birthday to you. All right. So, here comes the best part. forgot to mention my good friend over here, Klondike, who's going to help us to blow out this candle. So, okay, I want you all to come in real close, and on the count of 3, 1, 2, oh, wait a minute, back up. We forgot something very important. We didn't make our wish. Okay, so think about what you really want to see happen in your life this year. But don't tell anybody. Okay, everybody got it? Now, come back in. Let's get over so Klondike can get in on this. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. And there we are. Now, I know you're probably wondering how you're going to get your piece of cake. There's going to be a little problem there, but I can assure you that this luscious piece of chocolate cake is not going to go to waste. Hey, good morning everybody. My name's Catherine and I teach chair exercise here in Apopka. I'm coming to you from the City Hall. And what we're going to do today is work on our hands, because our hands are so important, but oftentimes they get neglected. And especially if you're starting, like me, I'm starting to get a little arthritis in my hands. You really need to intentionally work on the joints to keep them supple and keep them flexible. So we're going to work on the hands today. The only things we're going to need is a ball, small ball like this. Now if you don't have a ball, that's okay. You can use a towel or something soft that you can scrunch up and hold between your hands like this. The other thing we're going to need is a pencil, preferably one without a point. And if yours has a point on it, just be careful you don't stick yourself with the pointy end. But a pencil, and then the last thing we need are 2 sheets of paper. 2 sheets of paper like this, newspaper or from the grocery circulars, whatever you have. So I'll give you a minute to go and fetch those things. And whilst you're doing that, I just want to remind you about the 4 keys to good health. We're still in a very precarious time, health-wise, with the pandemic. And so you have to really be intentional about maintaining those things that are going to keep you healthy, like proper sleep, 7 to 8 hours a night. Very, very important. When you sleep is the time that your body repairs itself. It also releases certain hormones, like growth hormone, which you don't get during the day. And there are other things that happen when you sleep that are very important, especially for the health of your brain. Good nutrition. You should be concentrating on eating whole foods, not processed foods, not junk foods, even though it's very tempting. Try and limit your alcohol and sugar intake, and of course drink plenty of water. Exercise is vitally important, at least 20 to 30 minutes every day, and it doesn't have to be anything fancy. You can walk. Everybody can walk, and if you have problems with your legs or knees, you can use your upper body on one of those cycling things. So you can, anything that'll get your heart rate up. And of course, a couple times a week you should also use some kind of weights for strength training, either handheld weights or resistance bands. And of course, the last key is your reduction of stress. Stress is toxic. Stress is a poison. And if you hold on to it, it's going to eat away at your body and your mind. So it's important to do whatever it is that relaxes you every day, whatever time of the day is most convenient, whether it's deep breathing, whether it's listening to music, whether it's opening up your Bible and reading your Bible or praying or whatever it is that will calm you and give you a sense of peace. That's very, very important. So please remember those 4 things. Important for your health and especially important for your immune system. Okay, so now I hope you've gotten all of your equipment to do our exercises, and I thought Klondike would be able to help me with the demonstration, but unfortunately he's got hooves instead of hands, and so no fingers, but he's gonna root you on anyway. So let's start out first by doing a little warm-up. We want to take a few deep breaths in and blow it out. And again, deep breath in and blow it out. And let's do one more deep breath just like that. And blow it out. Good. Let's hold our hands up. Now we're going to open and close the fists. When you close, make sure you bring your thumb to the outside. Open and close. And now we're going to wiggle all 10 fingers. Good. Take the palms up, palms down, palms up, down, up, down. And let's circle the wrists. We're going to go one way and then we go the other way. Good, and just shake it out, shake it out. Very good. Okay, let's take one sheet of paper and we're going to place the paper right in the middle of your right palm. Okay, right there. And now we're going to curl all of the fingers around that sheet of paper. And using all 5 fingers, including the pinky, we're going to work that paper into a nice tight ball. Using all the fingers, get it into a nice tight ball, squeezing it down until you can't see any paper inside your fist. And when it's all completely covered, we're going to hold up our hand. Okay, that's it. Keep working on it. You're doing good. Doing good. I'm waiting on you. Nice tight ball. Remember, hold up your hands. Okay, let's see, let's see. I see hands going up all over. Okay, I think we got everybody. Okay, excellent, very good. Okay, we're going to take this crumpled piece of paper and just put it down under your chair for the time being. I don't want to see anybody slipping that crumpled piece over into the other hand. That's cheating. I'm going to take the second sheet of paper, put it in the middle of your left palm this time, and the same thing, we're going to curl all the fingers down, including the pinky, working that paper into a tight little ball inside your fist. Get it all the way scrunched down until you can see nothing. And then hold it up. Okay, I know, and some of you who may have a lot of arthritis in your hands will find this difficult. If you find that the paper is a little too stiff to manipulate, you can do the same exercise using a napkin or Kleenex tissue or something a little bit softer, and do the same exercise. Okay, hands going up. Everybody's hand is up. Excellent. Okay, so we can put that second piece of paper down out of the way. Okay, sitting up nice and tall. We're going to do our flexion and extension routines with both hands. Now before we start, I want to point out the different joints that are in the hands. We've got our wrist joint here. And then when we move up, there's a first set of knuckles right here. And then moving on up to the second set of knuckles. And then moving on up, we got the third set of knuckles right here. Now the only finger that does not have 3 sets of knuckles is the thumb. The thumb only has 2. You have this one here and this one, okay? And the others have 3. So we're going to use both hands at the same time. Our fingers are together, all fingers nice and tightly together. We're going to place the palms facing each other, right in front of your body. And we're going to start with the wrists. We're going to bend the wrists forward. So now your fingers are pointing to each other. Now the back of your hand should be completely flat. All the other joints are straight. The only joint that's bending is your wrist. Good. And we're going to lift it up. And bend again. And lift up. And bend. Make sure the back of that hand is nice and flat. And lift it up. And bend. And lift it up. Good. Now we're going to move up from the wrist to the first set of knuckles. That includes the thumb. So what we're going to do first is to take a thumb and bend it over to the tip of to the base of the pinky. Hold it there and now bend the rest of the fingers from that first knuckle right over the thumb. See that? Okay, lift it up. Take the thumb out and stretch. Bring the fingers back. Bend the thumb in. Bend the fingers down from the first set of knuckles and lift. Take the thumb out and stretch. Fingers together. Thumb bends in. Fingers bend. Bring them up. Bring the thumb out and stretch. Good. Let's do that one more time. Fingers together. Bend the thumb. Fingers bend down. Remember the backs of those fingers are nice and straight. And take it up. Thumb comes out. Stretch those hands and relax. Good job. Let's shake those hands out a little bit. Okay. Now if you have your water with you, it's a good time to take a sip. Unfortunately, I have no water with me. I know. I should practice what I preach. But if you have your water, please take a sip now. Okay, good. So now, moving on up to the second set of knuckles. Now, the thumb, what we're going to do with the thumb is bend that thumb in at that knuckle here. So we're bending it in. And then we're going to bend the fingers. So it looks like this. And straighten all the fingers, including the thumb. Bend the thumb in, and the fingers. And when you bend the fingers down, the fingertips, as you can see here, the fingertips are facing forward. That's all you can see are the fingertips. You shouldn't be able to see the fingernails. It shouldn't look like this. Not yet. We're working our way up to that. So you want to keep those last knuckles straight. Okay, straighten the fingers and the thumb. Now bend the thumb in, bend the fingers. Straighten the fingers and the thumb. Good. And bend the thumb, bend the fingers. Straighten the fingers and the thumb. Last time. Bend in the thumb and the fingers. And straighten and stretch. Good. Shake them out. Now remember, please everyone, work within your own limitations. If you have a lot of problems with your hands, arthritis or anything like that, and anything that I do here is painful, you want to modify it to your own comfort level or leave it out entirely. And don't be discouraged if you don't seem to have as much facility using your hands. Everything takes practice, remember that. So if you do this a couple times a week, work on the hands. Sometimes it's easier if you soak them first in warm water, rub a little lotion on it, but we're going to get to that toward the end. Okay, the last set of knuckles here are very difficult to bend on its own. So what we're going to do is to do each one individually. Now the thumb, as I pointed out, doesn't have that third knuckle, so we leave the thumb out. Let's move to the second finger, the pointer finger. What I want you to do, we're working with the right hand, I want you to just hold this second knuckle so it'll stay straight. We do it from this angle. We're going to hold that knuckle so it stays straight, because if you try and bend just this last one here, you're not going to be able to do it without bending this knuckle here. So we want to hold it straight, and now bend that last knuckle. See, you're gonna have to hold on to it pretty well because it wants to bend. But we can isolate it. Bend that last tip, the fingertip, and straighten. And bend, and straighten. And bend, straighten, bend, and straight. Good. All right, let's move on to the middle finger. We're holding the second knuckle of the middle finger so it doesn't bend. The only thing we want to bend is this third knuckle here right at the top. So we're going to bend and straighten and bend and straighten and bend, straighten and bend and straighten. Good. Let's move now to the ring finger. We're working with the right hand. Hold on to that second knuckle, keep it straight. Now we're going to bend and straighten and bend and straighten and bend, straighten and bend and straighten. Good. And now we move to the pinky. Holding on to that second knuckle, we're going to bend and straighten and bend and straighten, bend, straighten, one more, bend and straighten. Good. All right, shake out that right hand. I'm going to move over to the left hand now, starting with the pointer finger, the index finger. Hold on to that second knuckle so it doesn't bend, and we're going to bend from the tip, just the tip, bend and straighten, and bend and straighten, bend, straighten, bend and straighten. Good. Let's move now to the middle finger. Keep Keep that pressure on the second knuckle so it'll stay straight. And we're going to bend from the third knuckle and straighten. Bend and straighten. Bend. And you see how that second knuckle really wants to bend along with it, because it's the same muscles and tendons that are attaching both of them. So it's hard to isolate it. Bend and straighten. Let's do one more. Bend and straighten. Good. Let's move now to the ring finger. We're going to bend and straighten. Bend, and my pinky wants to get in on the act. And straighten. And bend. And straighten. Bend. And straighten. Good. And the last one is the pinky. Okay, isolate that last knuckle and bend. Straighten. Bend. And straighten. Bend. And straighten. Bend. And straighten. Good job, everybody. Let's shake that hand out. Okay, open and close a few times. Now, how does that feel? Is your hands, do they feel good? Hopefully they do. Feel more supple, more flexible. Okay. Now, if you have a ball, let's pick that up right now. If you don't have a ball, remember you can use a towel or anything that you can smoosh together. Maybe a little pillow, a small pillow or something like that. Smoosh it together. Some rolled up socks. Whatever you have that you can hold between your hands like this. So if you have a ball, you're just going to have the fingers resting gently on the ball, right in front of your chest, right at chest level. Okay. Okay, now you know when we have the ball, we always have some fun. But this time we're going to concentrate on the hands. But you can still smile. I want to see everybody smiling. Sitting up nice and tall also at the same time. Bring those shoulders back. Bring that tummy in. Now, with our hands on the ball, we're just going to open all the fingers nice and wide. Keeping that ball between the palms of your hands. And close. When you close, we're going to squeeze. Pretend like it's a big sponge or something's full of water. You're going to squeeze all that water out. And open. Stretching those fingers nice and wide. Don't forget the thumb. And close and squeeze. Squeezing with all 10 fingers. And open. And squeeze. And open. And squeeze. Good. Now let's just roll that ball around between your palms. Try and keep it between the palms. You may have to adjust it every so often. It tries to get away. And just roll it up and down from the palm to the fingertips. Good. And we're going to hold on to it again, nice and loose. This time we're going to work with the wrists. If you have any issues with your wrists, carpal tunnel, or if you've had any surgery, if you have any hardware in your wrist, do this exercise very gently. If you feel any pain, pins or needles, anything that's uncomfortable, this is not the exercise for you. Continue to do the squeezing exercises on the ball or your towel or whatever you're using instead. So, we're going to press the right wrist back gently. Press it back. So it's being pressed back, but it's not going down without a fight. So you want to keep that tension on the ball. And now the right wrist is rallying, pressing the left wrist back. And we're going to switch. pressing down the right wrist, and switch, pressing down the left wrist, and switch, and switch, and switch. Good, and bring it up to center, holding it right underneath your chin, keeping your upper arms right up next to your body, and your forearms stay in this position. The only thing we want to be moving are the wrists and the hands, as we're going to roll that ball forward, and then roll it back toward our face, and roll it forward, and roll it back, and roll it forward, and roll it back, roll it forward, and roll it back. Good. Now working both wrists at the same time, we're going to take it around in a circle. First we go one way. Remember, just the wrists and the hands should be moving. Everything else should be still. Now we're going to change direction and roll it the other way. Good. Okay, good. And one more exercise we're going to do for the wrists. We're going to pretend like our ball or your towel or pillow, whatever it is a jar. You know how you get a jar of pickles or whatever from the supermarket, and sometimes that cap is so tight because it's vacuum sealed, and you can't get that thing to turn for nothing. So what we have to do is hit it. This is the trick. You hit it on the bottom. Pow, pow. Hit it on the bottom of the jar, and that breaks the seal. So now, holding that jar in your right hand, we're going to unscrew the top. We're going to unscrew the top. So we're working the wrists, bringing it around and back like we're unscrewing the top. Like this. Okay, when we take the top off, we got our pickle, and we're going to screw it back, working in the other direction. Screwing it back on. Nice and tight and good. So, but of course not all of us are right-handed, some of us are lefties. So we're going to put that jar now in our left hand. I'm going to use the right hand now. We're going to unscrew the top of the jar. So we start with the wrist angled forward, twisting it toward you. Unscrewing the top of that jar. Good. And we can take it off. We get our pickle, put the cover back on, and we're going to tighten it up, turning in the other direction. Get it nice and tight, nice and tight. Ah, good, very good. Okay, so we're finished with the ball. Let's put the ball down. And we're going to pick up our pencil. Let's start with the left hand. We're going to place the pencil right on the pad of the thumb. Cover it with the pad of the index finger. And we're going to roll from the tip of one finger to the tip of the other finger. We're rolling it from the tip of the thumb to the tip of the index finger. Now you can hold your pencil horizontally like this, or you can hold it vertically like this if that's a little more comfortable. Don't have to hold it very high. Just find a comfortable position for your arm whilst you're doing this. Rolling it from tip to tip. Just like that. Good. Now we're going to move this pencil to the thumb and the middle finger. And just keep rolling from tip to tip. You go as slowly as you need to maintain control. And if you drop your pencil, it's okay, don't worry about it. Everybody drops their pencil sometime. Just pick it up and continue. Rolling from tip to tip. Now we're going to move to the thumb and the ring finger. Rolling from tip to tip, just like that. You may have to adjust that pencil from time to time. It has a tendency to kind of become turned around. Good. And last but not least, the thumb and the pinky. Just roll it from tip to tip. Good. Okay. Excellent. And we're going to shake out the left hand. Moving over to the right hand, place it on the pad of the thumb. Cover it with the index finger. And we're going to roll from tip to tip. Sometimes a little harder to maintain control of that pencil. If you put it right in the middle of the pencil, that's the easiest to keep it there. Okay, let's move from the thumb to the from the index finger to the middle finger, and keep rolling. Try and get all the way from one tip to the other. Good. Now the thumb and the ring finger, or fourth finger. Just keep rolling, keep rolling. And now the thumb and the pinky. And the pinky's always the hardest because it's the weakest finger. It doesn't get as much use as the others. But it's still very important to work it. Now, one thing I forgot to tell you, when we were doing the exercise with the paper, crumpling it up in our hands, that's good for all of the joints and the hand strength, but you can do the same thing for your feet. Our feet often also get very neglected because all we do is step on them, stand on them, walk on them. And they're covered up in shoes most of the time. We don't really think of them as a part of the body that has joints, but in your feet are the same joints that are in your hands. So what you can do to exercise those joints, when you have your shoes off, placing a washcloth or a towel or a napkin, and grab them with your toes and work those toes. Try and work it into kind of a ball, as tight as you can, scrunching up those toes and bringing it in. That's a good exercise for your feet as well. Okay, so now we've rolled all of them. Let's go back to our left hand. Now, I don't know how many of you ladies in high school were cheerleaders, and you'd have to twirl your baton. So we're going to try that with the pencil, and I hope you gentlemen will try this too. What I want you to do is place the pencil between your index finger and your middle finger. And we're going to use our thumb kind of as a pivot. So working first in a counterclockwise direction, we're just going to twirl this pencil. Okay. So we're going to have to keep it working with the first three fingers, the thumb, the pointer finger, or index finger, and the middle finger working together. We're twirling this pencil in a counterclockwise direction. Good. And now we're going to reverse it and go in a clockwise direction. This is great for coordination and dexterity. Okay. You all look like you're doing really well out there now. This is the challenge. We're going to move the pencil and place it between the middle finger and the ring finger. We're still going to use the thumb to help it to move, but this is going to be more challenging. Let's go first in a clockwise direction. See, it's very challenging just to maintain those three fingers because the other fingers want to get in on the act. And now we're going to change direction and go in a counterclockwise. Remember, we're using the middle finger, the ring finger, and the thumb. Okay. All right. Now don't be discouraged if you keep dropping your pencil, or it takes practice. The first time I tried it, I didn't look too good doing it either. Okay. Now this is the real challenge. Place that pencil between your fourth finger and the pinky. This is going to be tough. So let's first go in a, let's see, whatever direction you want to go. I think this is counterclockwise. Now you see, it's really focus on just using those fingers. Get that thumb in there. And now we're going to reverse the direction. Oh boy. And this is tough. But it's giving those joints a very good workout. Okay. Excellent. Woo! Let's shake that hand out. We're going to try it now with your right hand. Place it first between the index finger and the middle finger. And we're going to work it in a counterclockwise direction. Okay, change direction. Let's go clockwise now. And as you get comfortable doing this, try and go a little bit faster. Good. Pencil goes between the middle finger and the ring finger, the fourth finger. Let's do clockwise first. And now counterclockwise. Don't worry if it doesn't look pretty. If you manage not to drop your pencil, you're doing really, really well. Okay, now for the big challenge, fourth finger and the pinky. Now that's really tough. Remember, as I always tell you, first time you try these new things, it's difficult, and maybe you won't do so well. But practice, you'll be surprised. This is how marvelous our brain is. When you show it what you want it to do, it gets better and better at doing it. Okay, let's change the direction. Going clockwise. Working just the, working the pinky, the fourth finger, and the thumb. Ooh, yes. Okay, that's enough of that. Let's shake those hands out, both of them. Open and close. And shake them out again. All right. You all did really, really well. Let's take a sip of water. I'll drink my imaginary water here. Okay, so we worked our hands really well, and so we're going to give them a little treat. We're going to give them a little massage. Now this works especially well if you have a chance to soak them in some warm water for a couple minutes and use some lotion as you're doing the massage. It's a good thing to do at night before you go to bed, and sometimes it even is very helpful to wear gloves, some cotton gloves, over your hands. And in the morning you'll find that maybe your hands are not as stiff as they usually are, that they move better. So this is a good thing to keep in mind. So we're going to rub our hands together real fast, create a little bit of friction, a little bit of heat. Okay, and taking our left hand, we're going to go to the back of the right shoulder and just kind of massage in there. Massaging around the shoulder blade. And around the muscle here, the deltoid muscle, which covers your shoulder. And we're just going to work our way down across the bicep and the back of the arm where the tricep muscle is. Just massaging all the way down. Get to the elbow, massaging the elbow. Keep working your way down to the muscles in your forearm. It's always nice if you have somebody to do this massage for you, but if you don't have somebody, you can always give yourself a massage. No harm in that. Okay, let's get down to the hands now. We're massaging the wrist and the base of the hand. Massaging the palm and the back of the hand. Nice gentle circular movements. Base of each finger. And now we're going to massage each finger in turn from the base to the tip. Okay, don't forget the thumb. And when we've done that, we're going to hold each finger in turn very gently and just give it a couple of gentle pulls. 2 or 3 pulls. It's like you're grabbing the stress and throwing it away. Good. Shake that out. And we're going to rub them together again. Create a little bit more heat. And do the other side. With our right hand now, we're going to massage the left shoulder. Getting around into that left shoulder blade. You know, this is where stress loves to live, up in your shoulders and the muscles of your neck, the back of your neck. Gets really tight, pulls on the membranes in your brain, and that's where you get a tension headache. That's exactly why they call it a tension headache, because everything around there is tight. Okay, working our way down from the shoulder into the upper arm. Down to the elbow. Keep on working your way down through the forearm. Okay, and to the wrist. Base of the palm. And the entire palm, the back of your hand. And the base of each finger. Okay, and then each finger gets a massage from the base to the tip. And don't forget your thumb. And then last but not least, we're going to pull, gentle pulls on each finger 2 or 3 times. And shake them out. Well, I hope your hands feel as good as mine do. Okay, well, that's our hand program for today. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you'll remember to do this at least once or twice a week. Would be good, along with your regular other exercise. And please remember to take care of yourselves, eat properly, sleep, get enough rest, enough fluids, especially water, pure water, and stress. So let's take a few deep breaths in as we end up our session. Deep breath in. And blow it out nice and slowly. Breathing in through the nose, letting your chest expand. And breathing out through the mouth. Breathing in, deep breath. Tummy comes out, filling up your lungs. And blow it out. Draw that tummy in. And let's do one more deep breath. This time arms come up. And as you blow out, just bring the arms down halfway. And bring them all the way to the front, cross them over, wrap them around your body. Thank you all for joining me. Hope to see you again next time. And remember, I love you. Bye-bye.